Hello everyone. This is Ziki here, and I'm back with another video on the series Introduction to Beijing. Now, today we're going to be talking about the Tiananmen Square, as you can see from the visuals there. So, the visuals I'm showing you are the tourist map, okay? And on this tourist map, you're going to find that there are so different places, all that make up the Tiananmen Square. We are talking of the Temple of Heaven. We are talking of the Forbidden City. We are talking of the National Museum of China. We are talking of the Great Wall of China. And now, currently, China is on a holiday, and this is one of the most visited places during this time of the holiday. It is the national holiday, which is the last major holiday in China, public holiday in China. And on the 1st of October, China is going to be celebrating its independence. Okay, so Tiananmen Square is one of the most significant places in the history of China. Okay, now let's move forward. Tiananmen Square, like I said, is also known for the massacre that took place on the 4th of June 1989, where students protested and they were, a lot of people lost their lives. So this is something when you Google about Tiananmen Square is what you're going to find on the internet. Okay, now Tiananmen Square can be literally translated to Heaven Peace Gate or the Gate of Heavenly Peace. All right, now like I was talking about the history of Tiananmen Square, in 1949, Chairman Mao hosted the declaration of the People's Republic of China. Okay, so this is what is going to be celebrated on the 1st of October. And that is why when you visit the Tiananmen Square, you're going to see a big portrait at the entrance, of the gates at Tiananmen Square of Chairman Mao. This is very, very significant, okay, in Chinese history. Okay, moving forward again, now the Tiananmen Square is one of the largest public squares in the world. Okay, it lies at the center of Beijing's historical north-south axis that runs through the places that I've spoken about: the Temple of Heaven, the Forbidden City. Okay, now the square is in front of the Forbidden City and there's a number of sites of its own, including what I've already mentioned: monuments to the people's heroes, the Great Wall of China, the National Museum, and the Mausoleum of Mao Zedong. Okay, is also found there. So indeed, it is a very significant historical, cultural, and political place for the people of China. Yes, and now this square, like I said, it takes up more than 400,000 square meters and can hold over 1 million people. This is so huge. Okay, it is very, very huge. Now, like what I always do, sometimes there are times when I used to wake up very early in the morning to go to Tiananmen Square to watch, they have a ceremony that they do of, raising the flag and, bringing it down. So people, usually go there during that time. And it's a very, very short and precise event that takes place. All they do is very, very marvelous. One day, I'm going to share a video of that ceremony that I'm talking about, which takes place attendance with each and every day. Okay. Now, like I said, today is the time like people are visiting because they're on holiday, and the Chinese tourists from around the country descend on Tiananmen Square to take their photos in front of the portrait of Chairman Mao. Some of these tourists are from distant rural areas and may rarely see you really see non-Asian faces in their hometown. Okay, so when they come to Tiananmen Square, they'll be seeing a lot of foreigners, a lot of us, who always visit such places, to see, and they're always, very fascinated by that. So Tiananmen Square is very, very significant, and because of its historical and ancient buildings, a lot of weddings take place there. People go there to take photos of their weddings, some to do traditional dances, and everything. And for those of you who want to know more about Tiananmen Square, you can find more information on the internet, and you'll see what each and every building signifies. Because when they were building these monuments, each and every material used, the designs and everything had a significant meaning to the whole setup. You know how Chinese culture is. China, the one thing I admire about them, they've been able to preserve their culture. Like I said, you can see in the visuals here, weddings take place there because it's so beautiful, it's so, so beautiful and very, very Chinese in every aspect. And this is also another place where you can go and see a lot of foreigners, tourist visitors who come from different places And this, you can see here, is called the resting hall. When you enter, some of these places are not open to the public to enter inside. Some of them you can enter, but there's a certain place where you will end. You cannot go further because they are trying to preserve the equipment. They're trying to preserve, some of the monuments that are still inside the Tiananmen Square. Okay, so when I went there, the weather was beautiful. Yes, there were not too many people because I decided to go during midweek when the people were less. Because if you go there like today, tomorrow is going to be packed and the queues will be so large. Now the opening hours, to get to Tiananmen Square is, they start from at 5 a.m. Okay, start from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. and entrance is free. Okay, only I think when you want to enter maybe the museum or something, maybe this is when you pay a little money, but for the greater part, for greater places, free entrance. All you need to do is just take your passport or your ID for the Chinese, and then you go and enjoy. I've been there several times. Sometimes you just go and take photos. Sometimes if I've got new friends who are in town, sometimes they say, okay, go with us, and then I take them to Tiananmen Square. All right, okay. Now, like I said, Tiananmen Square is one of the largest squares in the world. But of course, in China, it's not very large. As you know, that China, when it comes to buildings, it is not the largest. It is the fourth largest square. Okay, in China, by 2019, it was number four, and it was the seventh in the world. Okay, so we don't know right now because I haven't come across the latest statistics for it right now, so I'm not quite sure of how it is right now. So, right, anyway, going back to the historical aspect, for the past, like until 1976, when Chairman Mao died, Tiananmen Square was one of the most protected and revered places in China. Okay, because they wanted Chairman Mao wanted this place to be the largest square, and it lived to that name. It lived to that significance up until 1976 when Chairman Mao died. Okay, so you can see how important and how significant another traditional wedding there. For those of you who don't know, red is the Chinese color for weddings, traditional ceremonies, and everything. If you come to China, you find that most of the decorations, most of they use the red color for most of their traditional color. Warm, love, peace, and everything. Anyway, this is it that I have for you. And until I come back again with another video on introduction to China, enjoy. And because I'm on holiday, I'm going to find myself visiting different places. And of course, I'm going to be bringing them back to you so that you can see some of these things for yourself. My name is Ziki, and if you're new to the channel, why don't you take this opportunity to subscribe and stay so that you don't miss on this and more. And until I come back again, goodbye. So you have to visit Tiananmen Square. Very, very big. From there, you can see places like the Forbidden City. We're going to go to the Forbidden City, the White Bell. We're going to go there. The Museum of China. We're going to go there so that you can see all those places. Okay, you can see all those places. Courtesy of Ziki. Especially the National Museum of China is quite an interesting place. Very, very interesting. I've been there once, and I think now I have to go there with the purpose of taking proper videos for you, my friends, so that you can see what I'm talking about. And of course, I'm also going to visit the Temple of Heaven. I've been there again, but I'll still go there for your sake, and the Forbidden City for your sake. I'm going to go there. So this is the Tiananmen Square, also known as the Square of the Gate of Heavenly Peace, or the Heavenly Gate. Okay, until then.